Adiga and good journey, and welcome back into the Chandrilla Starline approved Jedi Talk podcast, where we will be celebrating the 275th anniversary voyage of the Starcruiser Halcyon. The man across the table from me here has an amazing new favorite drinking cup to add to his tiki collection.
I wasn't going to say anything, but thanks, Evan.
It's your favorite cup of all time that I bought for you.
I've been drinking out of this exclusively all day today.
And before I gave it to you, I filled it with tears. So, and I didn't wash it.
I thought this little
I
Jack,
did not
Jack
wash
and
it.
Coke was a little salty.
Yeah, yep, it happens. And the man to my left, who was doing everything he could to get the dumbest droid alive, D309. One Mr. Tom O'Kree.
By the right of the council, by the will of the Force. Thank you, Evan T. Boucher, the other co-host of Jedi Talk Podcast, which you are following at Jedi Talk Podcast on Instagram, at Jedi Talk on Tickety Talk, and youtube.com/Jedi Talk. It is September 30th, 2023. Brad and Evan, The Last Jedi is still canon.
Yes.
But today is a very historic day.
Because you know what else is still canon?
What's that, Evan?
The memories we made along the way.
That's
yes.
right.
But the Galactic Starcruiser is still canon.
That's right.
Will always be canon. Yes, and everything that happened with the characters and the story of it will be canon.
Do you think they'll actually keep it up as canon? Do you think we'll ever see a reference to it at some point? Do you think they'll keep the Galaxy's Edge references?
Yeah.
I mean,
100%.
it's in canon
It's
novels.
in books, so many books.
It's not really. I mean, it's a Lego, but that's not canon. But there's a Lego movie out there about it, Summer Vacation. So
that was a great little special.
It
I need
was.
to go back and rewatch it. I gotta be honest with you.
I'm holding off to rewatch it because it's gonna be rough.
Yeah, we give Evan a lot of shit about crying, and we make fun of you. Just it's funny.
And no, it's
fun.
funny. I like it.
We
call them Evan moments for crying out
Evan
loud.
moments.
For crying out loud.
But I will say, you saw this last night. I finally got my D309 figure, and you handed it to me, and I teared up.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It is a sad day. I kind of feel like we've been mourning this thing for so long, but now that it's actually done as of today, is weird to think about.
Yeah. And like you mentioned D309, and after the first cruise, I came off just basically not liking that character, that droid at all.
You said that was your least favorite part.
Yeah, and
like Evan wrote fantasies about, and he was sending them to James Wan about making horror movies about what he wanted to do to this droid. But go on, Evan.
But I still
Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey too.
Yeah. I still did everything I could and hoped and prayed that the D309 figure was going to be available for us on this cruise a couple days ago, and it was. So I got it for myself without hesitation, and of course you too. And I have grown to love her too, just as much as all of it, because she's a part of it. And when you give her a chance, she's not terrible.
Did you ever get your dino eggs?
Well, we were gonna, but then they were in, I forget what section of the ship, but they kind of kill a man because one of them hatches. I don't think he actually dies, but because they can't actually kill people.
That was Gary.
But but I don't really want to mourn it as much as I want to celebrate it, because that's what this community has kind of proven itself to be all about. We're kind of the ones that, the joke aside of to come together as one, but we do come together.
Can I ask you
for the most part?
Can I ask you a question? And I'm truly asking this as a friend, as a suggestion, because I just did this recently, and I listened back to our Adam Riley episode. I started to get really in the feels about the Halcyon as we were getting closer, seeing people's posts. I'm like, shit. Yeah, and I went back and listened to it, and it pepped me up. I'm sad, but hearing his words over and over again, we are the beloved who loved, or however he said it, of how we treat this thing, and that it existed, and that we were a part of how it existed, and we learned, and we were humbled by the fact that it belonged to us, but it didn't.
Yeah.
I recommend anybody who's having a tough time with the closing. I think listening to his words again could really help in kind of the repairing.
And as much as that sounds like a plug, and it kind of is a plug for the episode, it's also not, because we've had people tell us that it did just that for them.
We didn't need more listens on that. I mean, to toot my own horn here. Hey, toot. Damn it. We got a shit ton there. Thank you to you guys. But that's because we're invested in what he said about what we're mourning right now. So
and he put it perfectly too several times, and it's not really mourning. It's just kind of celebrating what was and what has become because of it.
Yes.
And this cruise, for me, this one that Taylor and I just got off of a couple days ago, really, really proved and solidified that because...
Wasn't that yesterday?
Can I?
Well, as a recording,
Oh, duh. Yeah.
but
sorry.
yeah.
It's Saturday.
Can I? Yes, it's Saturday. Can I stop real quick? And since we were talking about Adam, I just wanted
Go ahead.
to go out there. Been teasing that he's coming back. There's been schedule conflicts, just a lot of stuff that we're running into. That a lot of just behind the scenes stuff. I don't in the foreseeable future. I don't think we'll be able to get Adam on, but he is welcome whenever he wants to come talk about Star Wars. And like we said, go back and listen to the episode because that's lightning in the bottle. And that's such a great time.
I'll be a little more transparent than that. Like we talk to him, and it's like not a good time.
Mm-hmm. And it's not like we're not friends or anything like
Yeah,
that. Like
no, no,
we
no,
still
it's
love
just-
him. He
yeah,
still
no,
loves
no, no.
us.
No,
Like,
it's
no,
just
it's not that.
we had a conversation.
Timing
you and
didn't
Tom
map up,
did.
yeah.
You and Tom, or you and him had a conversation, and I read it, and I agree with him, and
We all do. 100%.
Oh, absolutely.
I
yeah.
get it,
Yeah.
and we'll just leave it at that.
But when he said it's kind of like celebrate what was and what has become of it and from it, I definitely see 100% even more now after the cruise Taylor and I just got off of because we had to do the cabin mate finder because we couldn't get booked the cruise.
Sweet mate finder,
Which is just
That sounds
Go
like
in
an
with,
adult website.
kind of does. But you just go in with random people and
Yeah.
the Starcruiser community is just random people, but they all
Speaking of the Starcruiser
think
community,
the same way and act the same way. And
I've
feel
got
the same
gifts
way.
for you guys for
Oh.
the closing of this.
No way.
Yeah,
Nice.
something I just felt, and there's actually more to come. So I'm going to start this off
Okay.
here with some stickers.
Oh.
Dang, would you get those?
Where'd you get these, dude?
Etsy.
Oh my
And-
gosh.
That's pretty dope.
Some specific stickers for us.
Oh, dang.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm gonna have you
dude,
guys-
Yes.
I'm going to have you guys read these off. There you go for
dude, I
and
love this.
the piece de la resistance. There he is.
Oh, dang. That is the best one.
Brad,
Yeah.
call these bad boys off in front of
All
us.
right, so the first one's like a Gaia poster of like
This
her
one's my
Or
favorite.
Galaxy
poster.
Tour.
Yeah.
Galaxy
No,
Tour.
you know my favorite.
She's
Yes, I
performing
know.
on Ryloth, Tanalorr, Naboo, Tatooine.
Hold up, Tanalorr?
Right?
You know where that's
You know
from?
you love that from Jedi.
That's from Survivor.
Yeah,
That's the planet Cal and them found. That's
Aldhani.
wild.
Oh, Donnie's on there?
Tatooine,
Nice.
Dakar,
Oh, hell yeah.
Yavin, Endor, Jakku. Who the fuck is on Jakku?
It's basically
Right.
nowhere.
How do you pay? Do you pay with
Portions.
portions to get into the show?
One quarter portion.
Coruscant. I'm fat. I thought I said croissant for a second. Chandrilla and Batu. And then we got these.
I wish he
little
performed on Batu.
I guess I would call these like silhouette stickers
Yep,
of
of specific versions of
Sammy.
the characters.
You
yeah.
have these made?
No, somebody had already had these pre-made. I'm gonna
Man.
call out the
We need to-
shops
we
on
need to-
Etsy.
we need to
I'm
tag
gonna
'em. We
get
need to tag 'em
pictures.
this.
Yeah.
We have one of Sammy. And they're like, I don't want to spoiler alert anybody or like put names out there, but they're
Because
shaped after
who knows?
specific
Yeah.
actors.
Who knows who's allowed to do that and who's not
And
anymore?
I got you
know?
guys-
Former.
I got
It's
you guys.
former.
One of them's former.
Well, they're
They're
all
all former.
former.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, not. Yeah, as of close.
As of,
Yeah.
as
If
of
it's-
this episode.
As
yeah.
of 10 a.m. Yeah, I guess so.
How does that work? I
Unless
don't know.
people stay. But
Here's how it works. Suck it, Disney. That's how it works.
A lot of them are now a different lieutenant instead of Lieutenant
Right.
Croy. So like, who knows?
But I got us these specifically because they've impacted us one way or another.
I
like
love this, dude.
Wraith Cole was our little
The one we
Sabak
worked
league,
together.
and then obviously because the hashtag released the Sammy file for that one, and then our Croy on our latest, and the Croy that we both had on our first voyage, who was Adam Riley.
Speaking of that Sammy file, I met some listeners on this cruise, a ton of listeners.
Did you really?
But yeah, no. I'll circle back to the Sammy
Yes,
file at the end.
please.
Of
Yes.
this. I honestly met probably 50 people, no joke,
Holy
that were
shit,
like, "Are you
dude.
are you Evan from Jedi Talk?" I'm not kidding. At least 50 people.
That's wild.
And it got to the point where our cabin mates were calling me the mayor of the Halcyon. they're like, bro.
That's it. He is the mayor of Halcyon from here on out.
They
Mayor
were
of
like,
the
this is
Halcyon,
Evan's
Evan T.
nickname.
Boucher.
Dude,
I guess so,
tattoo. Right.
No,
No,
tattoos.
Taylor, make him
No.
get that
If
tattoo.
I ever would in my life get a tattoo, it
Would it
would
be
be
the
a
logo?
Halcyon one. I don't
Oh,
know because
okay.
everyone does that.
Yeah, but
so I
that's
want
why
my
that's
own.
why it's cool because everyone has it. It's
Together
like
as
a little
one.
community of
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah, and one of the people who were like, I heard there was going to be a famous person from the HoloNet here, someone that does
One of
like
the-
a cast on the HoloNet.
What?
Yeah, and I was like, okay, don't use famous. I literally said, don't use famous, but I am here. Yeah, podcast host.
That's
yeah. I'm like,
hilarious.
don't use famous. But
This was this in your room or was this out on the atrium?
yeah. A ton of people recognized me and talked about us and how they love the show and stuff. Like,
Dude, that's awesome. I love to hear that.
and I gave out a ton of stickers.
That's badass.
And,
I hope we see as many as you tonight at the party.
Well, I guess
We
we
will.
announce it.
There's gonna be a
We'll be
time.
at the party tonight, and
Yeah, of
then I
course.
think we're all three going. Are we going together? Are you working
No, we're all going together. I
Friday?
am working.
Friday morning?
oh,
No, I'll be there on Batu.
Yesterday morning we went.
yeah. we could talk about that
Yeah,
later.
we'll talk about it.
You
But-
the whole time wanted to keep this in canon with
I
when
know.
we're
And then I'm
releasing
the one
it.
that's fucked it up 37 times.
It happens. But yeah, we'll all be there on Batu for that last excursion day, of course, or we were, or whatever you want to say. But anyhow, all these amazing listeners.
That's cool.
I'm not using fans because I don't want to use famous
Nah,
either.
listeners.
I hate
like
that.
listeners.
I
yeah.
told all Taylor can vouch for this. Like I told all of them, I'm like, we're just three idiots that talk about Star Wars. Like we're not anything else than that.
Well, it's two idiots, and one of us will have to fight to the death to not be an idiot.
I'll take the idiot. I'll take that. So I met two specific. I met a billion, like I said, but two specific ones.
A billion listeners.
Yeah, even though I just said
Why are we not
50.
getting paid?
I just said 50, but
Yeah, right.
Tony and Mike, thank you for listening and coming up
Tony
to me
and Mike.
and
What's up,
introducing
Tony? What's up, Mike?
yourselves. And when you asked me for that Sammy file,
Oh, that's why I got the. That's
Yep.
why I got the email that said somebody wanted to listen to it.
Yep.
And I was looking at it, and I was like, you know what? I almost asked you guys about who is this, and I said, you know what? I don't care. I don't care who the hell this is.
Yeah.
There you go.
So I was like,
Good.
I was like, reach out to Tom. Tom can help you with
Yep.
that Sammy file.
You're
So-
welcome.
And they have since told me that they did hear it, and it was amazing, and they cried. They said they cried like 2 times.
Man.
So they pulled an Evan.
Ooh.
So
All right.
they loved it.
I'm going to talk to him Saturday. I know he's going to be there. Or
Yeah.
tonight.
Oh, yeah?
I'll talk to him tonight.
Whenever.
Probably.
Yeah, no, he'll be there. So look for Mike and Tony. We'll talk to them about that. But
We
that
need
was
to-
awesome.
we need
That
to
was
get
one of
that
the highlights.
Re-released. If not, just hit us up. Jedi Talk Podcast
Yeah,
on Instagram.
hit us up. You know what?
Yeah.
At this point, it's closing. Hit us up.
That's what I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
But that was one of the many
wanna help?
highlights. But just meeting,
you,
all,
Evan.
of,
That's
meeting all
awesome.
of you listeners was just
That's
insane.
fucking cool.
I had no idea that many people heard my
That's
terrible
cool.
opinions. So
It's weird when you meet people. You're like, whoa, wait.
Yeah.
People actually do listen to
I know,
this?
right?
in my
Those
brain,
numbers aren't fake?
No, in my brain, it's just us three talking about
I
stuff.
know. It's weird.
Because that's what it is.
Yeah.
But the community of the Starcruiser is crazy because we met these 3 people that we shared a cabin with, and now like they're some of our best friends. We're gonna hang out with them all the time.
Hell yeah.
And we had so many crazy adventures with them, and we've shared pictures of the voyage with each other. And like, oh, I didn't know you took that picture of us, or you took that angle of them, and
That's cool, man.
it's insane. And then someone. I'm gonna have to look her name up so I can say it and thank her for it. But they put together a picture in the atrium on the last day.
Oh, I saw that
Of
pic.
the Forever T-shirts.
Yes.
And that was incredible.
Did you take yours
Like,
with you?
Of course.
Okay.
Of course.
I
Yeah.
would have forgotten.
I'm going to have to look her name up. 'cause
Foreverly forgotten. Forgotten forever.
I would have photoshopped
Mm.
them.
I'm going to, well, here, another stroke.
Anthony,
Here's
I know.
actually, that's Tony.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know who he is.
That was him.
I'm
Here's a
friends with
picture of
him,
him.
on
Yep.
Facebook, actually.
So they're the one you sent that same
Beautiful.
file to.
Let me see.
Excellent,
Let me
good.
see. Do I recognize this? Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
nice,
recognize
okay.
him. Shouts out to Tony.
Oh, here it was. So Jennifer Walker Gatling, thank you for putting that T-shirt picture together. Like you coordinated that, and we all
Dude,
showed up. And
I love that you
showed.
had the Sandra we had the first time. I am so happy
Oh,
for
that's
that.
awesome. Did
Yeah.
you? I haven't looked at anything. I've had my own shit going on. this
Hashtag
week.
Gingers in Space.
Yeah.
Now, I mean,
Really?
can I run down the third voyage
Take a
quick, or
fucking
do we
lap.
just want to
Yeah.
keep gushing?
Because
I don't know what you want to do.
I don't know, because I have a thank you I want to run through quick for
Okay.
specific
Before
characters.
you get to that,
Yes.
I want to say I am so fucking glad we all 3 went together.
Yes.
Me
Oh
too.
my
I know I've
god.
said
Me
that 1,000
too.
times,
Yeah.
but I am so glad we all got to
I
experience
think-
that together.
This third voyage had some of my favorite moments because I kind
did
of
to me.
knew how to do things with the characters, but I still think the second voyage is my favorite voyage.
Oh, yeah,
if
that-
that makes sense.
Sure. Yeah.
And then I mean, obviously, the first voyage had some of the best moments, especially because of one character. But the second and third voyage, I finally figured out how to do more than one character, and that's what made the third one so great because of all the character moments. But the second one is probably still my favorite voyage.
Okay, that's
But
fair.
It's so hard to pick, because it was all amazing. But do you want
That's
to
very fair.
run down the thank yous?
Sure,
ahead,
we
yeah.
can, because I want to. This I'm going to try to make quick, but I want you to have as much time to talk about that.
No, yeah, I want
Voyage
all
too.
of us to.
Yes,
because
yes,
that's what
that
we're
too.
here for. I don't
That
care
too.
if I don't want to hog the
So,
whole show.
I was thinking about doing like a separate video of this, but I just wanted to say thank you on Jedi Talk Podcast specifically because we have been, we've heard through the grapevine, or you've reached out to us directly, cast and crew, who have chimed in and listened to our love fest about the Halcyon. It means more than you know to us of that just the kind words, and that you listen, and that you've invested your time, precious time, to listen to us three dumbasses talk about a galaxy far, far away.
See, I said idiots, so you're taking it to another
I'm
level
taking it
there.
to another extreme. Brad will get us canceled when he says it. So this is from Lias Orion and Borel Ulrich, who was fortunate enough to be one of the beloved who have been on 2 voyages, both with Mr. Brad Hughes across from me. So I'm just going to say thank you to the people who directly impacted me. Outside of that, passenger services, I don't remember everybody's name, but you guys are literally the MVPs of the Halcyon. There is no question it could not run without you. And this is not against the versions of these characters I did not interact with. I'm only going off what I can. So Brad and I, first, we've made good friends with Lebeth. Thank you to Lebeth. You were the first experience in the Sublight Lounge and got me so immersed by just telling me to go talk to the captain. Cupcake, another chemist, on our second voyage. Thanks for keeping Kyle's mom's legacy alive for us. Let me hit that for you. Nope, wrong one. See, I'm off tonight. I'm sad. I'm off tonight.
I'm sad too, man.
Lenka Mock, you came to Brad and I. You sought us out. I remember you walking a beeline to the two of us, just very confidently. And I looked at your name tag and it's like, she's the cruise director. Because I remember reading it in my pet and coming to talk to Brad and I. I'll never forget that. And sorry for knocking the helmet over on that one voyage.
I don't think she would want you to apologize. I think she loved that.
Okay, good. Stormtrooper Gary, thanks for taking it in stride, you bootlicker. Sandro, the First Order is the worst order. And thank you for including Brad and I in actually writing a song on our first voyage. That was so fucking cool. Wani, you made the Halcyon real to me when I saw you for the first time, and I can't believe that we got to talk to a Rhodian. And you nailed it. Isn't it great how all the Wani performers just owned that? And it's the playing that wild galaxy, out of this galaxy instrument, that's just crazy to me. It's such a phenomenal performance. If you I'd love to talk about Wani with everyone at the party tonight. Chewie, you made us feel truly a part of something special with the Halcyon. Chewie was with Brad and I for 20 minutes straight on our second voyage. It was so awesome. Vi Marati, down on Batu, thanks for roasting Evan. That was hilarious.
It was. That was one of the highlights of that voyage. And then Ray joined in too later. That was great. I'm sure you'll thank her.
Yes, I will. Kylo Ren, thank you for an incredible finale, but that's about it because you really don't do anything else. Ray.
Sad but true.
Ray.
Sad but true.
Dun, 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 dun. To Ray Skywalker. Yeah, spoiler alert, episode 9.
Hey, man.
The second cruise, Ray starstruck me when I got to see her do a Jedi mind trick to those stormtroopers, and I just was a kid, and I ran with her into the climate simulator, and she turned and asked me what I was doing there because she knew I wasn't with that group originally, but I was called to the Force to go with them. So Ray knocks it out of the park on this. Such an underrated character on the Halcyon. 2, the man to my right, Avant. Thank you, because he's canon and I interacted with him. Thank you for truly inspiring, or it's truly inspiring to me to see your passion at play in person, and thanks for taking Elias's shit in stride.
My honor, that was one of the best parts of that voyage.
Yes.
Is that we were playing Sabak and I would just look over at you and you gave me death glares.
Yeah.
I'm like, he's really going to kill me tonight,
Yes.
isn't he?
Oh man, the times my fist was on your neck when you were sleeping.
Yep.
To Pike Rendessa and Dex Terran. That's a core memory, our first cruise together, because we went hard. Sleep was an afterthought.
Oh, yeah.
We were doing everything that we possibly could because we never knew we were going to come back. We even sat at a table with a Nazi sympathizer.
We did. That's a real story.
To get through it.
That
and,
really happened.
And thank you for that
And
experience.
his name is Brett. No, I'm kidding.
Thank you for that experience. To Gaia, your soul was shared with so many people who needed to hear it, and you never left anything on the table. Every Gaia performance I've seen, video or in person, has been incredible. That performer is somebody special.
Speaking of Gaia, do we
Yes.
know who actually sang on those vocal tracks?
It's none of the performers.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
It's none
Yeah.
of the
Yeah, that's sad. But
That's
then again,
wild.
how do you pick one without offending the others? So, I get that. I guess they
just
decide to offend all of them. Yeah.
Offend everybody.
Yeah. that's fair.
Everybody.
Never mind. I don't get it. But, yeah, it's hard.
Wraith Cole, you made us feel special seeking the three of us out, thinking Jedi Talk out on our second voyage to, because we had no plans really, but you pulled us in and sucked us in, and that was
I had no intention
a
of doing
phenomenal night. That was just a phenomenal time being a part of the heist. And to our first Wraith Cole, Brad and I, your take on Scoundrel is top tier. Like, that's a Wraith Cole to me.
Yeah.
Sammy, hashtag release the Sammy file.
That's all you got to say. That's it. No.
But truly, to that individual who we haven't been able to release the episode, S.
Unless you ask for access.
Double S, Mr. Sage S will say. Thank you for that time. If it even never sees the light of the day, that's a memory for Jedi Talk Star Wars that I'll never be able to forget.
Yep.
All right, I'm almost done.
That was such a fun night.
Same
my
with
God.
our listeners, too.
Yes.
They love it. The ones that have heard it
Mhm.
love it.
Hit us up, Jedi Talk Podcast. Saja's, real quick, I'm almost done. Saja Milam. Sorry, I said that wrong. And I had to ask that listener what the name was because I couldn't remember. She was our first Saja. She was the one in lightsaber training. You were our first intro into the Saja, and how you called out Anakin Skywalker's lightsaber stance is beyond me. Like, sitting there in pod training, and I was using one hand, trying to be like Anakin in there. I'm not even going to deny it. And she's like, and when I said I was using Anakin, she said form, what is it, 9-7, whatever it was.
I don't know which one he
Okay.
does.
But she,
Yeah, but she called it out.
I know it was right because I looked it up like as soon as we got out of lightsaber training, and I was like, oh my God. So, Saja Dax, hashtag Gingers in Space, incredible time spent with you on our second cruise, like every single thing. The take on that character is phenomenal, especially what you got to do with Evan.
Did you do that again?
And the recognition to
No.
us.
I heard it was raining at any moment that they could have done it, so they never got to do it.
Damn.
I don't know if that's true, but that's what I heard was going around the ship on this last voyage, is it didn't happen due to rain. That climate simulator is way too accurate. It rains when it really rains on Batuu.
That's
Way too
wild.
accurate.
Wow, that's crazy.
The technology they did for that. That's where
AI.
the budget went.
It's almost like they have no roof. It's wild.
Crazy.
Wild, crazy guy. Saja Fenn, you inspired me in the moment, and the thing I did there with the kyber crystals, the bleeding them like backwards and forwards, I was not going to do that until you were almost not going to take the red kyber from me, and I could see it in your face because you're right. I don't think a Saja would do that. And, like, she made the right choice. And then I don't know, in that moment, your words to me of your encouragement and how to treat Lieutenant Croy, because boy was I giving it to him that night.
Not as bad as you would give it to Kyle's mom.
No, oh yeah.
Not the fish either.
This is making me sad. I had to add a joke in there.
Thank
There
you.
you go.
And really kind of calling to how I viewed authority, and I was taking it out on Croy like that night. And you helped me just kind of change it back. Lieutenant Croy, you have the hardest job, but the greatest reward. We can call out Adam, who we had, and especially our second Croy. It was a different take, but so good too. Everybody I've seen has been just so great. Adam, and we've already said what we said to you for being on our show, and just thank you for all of that.
Said a lot to you
Yes.
off there too. And
Yes, and we'll continue to send you love. And finally, who's now a top 10 Star Wars character for me, Captain Riola Keevan, for helping me remember who I am to my core. Because you're right, Captain. You are absolutely right when you reminded me again, and I've said this until I blew in the face, that Mon Mothma was the one who ousted Senator Organa. And that shocks me to my core because I'm not about the typical politician. I'm not about that kind of life. And I don't change my mind that much, but she did it that night on Lady H. And you are a top 10 Star Wars character. And I'm talking all the time. You're on my list with Anakin, Cal, and Ahsoka. On the top there is Riola Keevan. So thank you, Halcyon. Thank you for the memories. And I'm done crying about it. I am. It's thankful that we just got to do it.
Yeah.
I'm thankful we got to do it.
Yeah, going back and hearing all those like thank yous, which I wish I'd have done something like that. But I feel like we would have all had a very similar list. It would have been all the same.
We would
stuff.
have.
Yes and no, because I didn't sit down and write mine out, but I'm going to go off the top of my head now.
Go for it. I'm not, because mine echoes everything you said. It would literally just be me saying
Yeah.
what you just said.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to remember everybody.
Yeah, I'm
as
saying it
much
for
as
us.
I
You
can.
and I experienced almost every single moment on the
Together.
Halcyon together. So that was our experiences.
Even a few awkward ones.
That's Well, that fourth shower. I mean, we had to get to dinner on time.
This is
Yeah,
odd.
you got to do what you got to do.
Was it hot again on the ship?
Yes.
Dude, what the fuck?
It was
Turn the
insanely
AC
hot.
on. Well, it
I
doesn't
think-
matter now.
Oh, yeah. She's kidding me.
But that drives me insane. Everyone's in costume, dude. Like, turn the fucking air
Yeah,
on.
I was sweating the most I've ever sweat, I think. Like, it was wild this
drives
voyage.
me nuts.
Part of it was how packed it was. This was the most full cruise ever
Oh, yeah.
for me that I've been on. It was insanely
I
packed.
I love and hate hearing this.
At least everyone on there was
Ugh.
people like us that love it.
know, I
But
know,
still,
yeah.
I was like, this is way too many people.
Was there anyone there
Wait.
not into it?
No,
Or was
every single
everybody
person was into it. Not
dope.
everyone had a costume. 95% of people had costumes.
Oh, shit.
I
But
probably
everybody was
wouldn't have
into
gone
it.
costume one last time.
It was awesome seeing most people, but the people that didn't, they just had T-shirts. They were still into it. They were still like playing and giving Croy whatever and talking to Cap. They were still into it.
I wonder
So.
what Star Wars flip flops look like. That's what I would have worn.
I saw Wookiee
I
Crocs
bet.
today.
I think we actually saw him in Andor when he's on Namos.
Really?
Namos.
Oh,
I
the.
think he's wearing them in.
Oh,
on
interesting.
Namos.
I do not remember that.
I think. I don't know.
Okay.
If not, I bet someone on that beach was. But
Yes.
What about the prison flip flops?
they didn't have shoes in the prison.
Oh, that's right. That's
yeah,
right.
No
yeah.
shoes.
That's right.
Let me run through some of my thank yous.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Wani first because on our first voyage, she was our introduction to this galaxy, this world that the Halcyon created. We didn't see any characters, and we didn't do the smart thing and go straight to the bar or anything first.
That's
so
all right.
we didn't talk to really any blue crew either, except for the one that led us to our cabin. So Wani was our introduction, and that I was already sold from the jump anyway.
Oh, my God. I know.
But she made me 100%, no questions asked, be fully committed, fully sold. I'm like, this is it. This is real. I'm talking to a Rhodian who's speaking Hades. And, yeah, I bought it 100% for good reason because of Wani. She really kickstarted my love for the Halcyon, honestly. And I can say the same for Taylor, probably. So without her, I still would love it, I would imagine, but it just took it up another level, seeing a Rhodian. Because that's different than a face paint. You know?
It is, yeah.
We've seen aliens and stuff,
Right,
but
right.
it's cool still. Like, I love seeing Sandro, who's an alien, and Captain Kevin, but that's I don't want to say just face paint, but it's makeup. It's
Sure,
face paint.
yeah.
Seeing
This
a
is
full-fledged
Practical.
alien
This is what you'd see in a movie.
really
Yeah.
sells it to you.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have to thank Amok for this, but without getting into the whole multiple actors and whatever performers thing for many reasons, we actually were lucky enough to have the same performer for Lenka all three
Oh, wow,
voyages.
That's
So-
so cool.
She was our one constant, and it was amazing having that constant.
Do you-
Especially because she's the one that leads the cruise. She's like, welcome. She does the speech. Wani introduced us to Galaxy and all, but like Lenka introduces us to the concept of what's going on.
Do you wish
And
you'd have seen another take
No.
on her? No? Okay.
No.
I can't imagine anyone being
And I don't
better
mean
than
that as a slight
And
to any performer.
No.
I like having one constant. I don't care which character it was. If we had the same whoever, captain, whatever, it doesn't matter. I like having that one constant that's like, this kind of tethered it to the same thread.
Did the captain recognize you from the Holonet?
I'll talk about all that stuff later
Okay.
when we run through the third voyage after I get through thank yous and you.
I
do your
love that
thank yous.
character so much.
I do too.
Yes.
Such a great job.
Speaking of which, so thank
And
Lenka.
they wrote
I
it
wanna-
very well too.
Oh,
to
absolutely.
Be like a
Yeah.
leader,
Yeah.
like a true
Stern,
leader.
strong
Yeah.
leader. So yeah, but thank Lenka for just being loving and caring with us. Even though the first voyage we didn't really talk to her at all because we were first order. And I told you the only interaction I had with her was when I was leaving dinner and she was walking through the hallway and she just turned to me and she went, "Governor," and like that was it. That's all I talked to her
love
the
it.
first voyage.
Oh, that's awesome.
And from then on, like I've talked to her so much more since then. But she recognized us and no matter if we were first order or what, she always came to us and cared for us and talked with us. And then we get to the Captain Kevin too. I mean, she is just. I want to thank her too for doing the same as Lenka, where she helped my character along each voyage, figure out what I wanted to do, especially this third voyage. I'll talk about it more later, but
By the way,
she was
that
huge
one was
in my
sold
story.
out.
Oh, I bet.
This version of Captain
Captain.
Kevin. That was the first one I went looking
bet.
for.
For
Sold
good
out.
reason. For good
Mhm.
reason. But yeah, so thank you, Captain
Interesting.
Kevin, for
She has that
helping my
impact on
character
everybody.
along.
Mhm.
And I got to thank Sammy for the same reason, helping my character along, but also including me in moments I didn't know I wanted to be included in.
But also, like, show up on time, right, dude?
Yeah, it's your first day, man. What are you doing? You're going to get fired
What are you doing, man?
It's your first day, bro. What
because
are you
you're
doing?
It's my
You're
first
the,
day.
I'm using air quotes, the new mechanic. What are you doing?
Mhm.
Yeah, bro. What are you doing?
But just thank him for including me into moments that I had no idea even were going to be moments or that I wanted to be in. So he did that a lot, especially the second and third cruise. So that was a really, really cool thing because I had no idea I even wanted to see that kind of stuff.
Side note: Rockstar Queen, rah rah rah, sounds like a Lady Gaga song.
Rockstar Queen, rah, rah, rah.
Those are
I'm
two
Harley
separate
Quinn.
songs. Two separate songs. But
I know. I'm just saying. I saw that and I was like, "Looks like a Lady Gaga song."
jumping to...
Was the food the same?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Still great.
I'm anxious to hear about your third
Yeah.
voyage.
Oh, yeah. I can't
We
wait to
didn't talk about it at all yesterday.
No, and I
knew
held off
because
because I
we
wanted
would be
to...
talking
Fair.
about it tonight.
I wanted to
Totally
spend
fair.
5 hours tonight. So, Tom, you're not going home? No.
No, I'm going to have to, so I'm here
so
this time.
Thank you to Croy for obvious reasons. He is... The captain's coming around as one of my favorite characters, too, obviously. But Croy is my favorite character for obvious reasons. That first voyage, he was the only character we interacted with. That was it.
What the hell is that sound? Am I having a stroke? Do you hear it?
Yeah, it sounds like a cricket or something. We
Maybe
can't
it's
hear it in
Sorry,
the headphones.
Yeah, you can't hear it in
Can't?
headphones.
No.
I don't think so.
No.
If you can hear that, I apologize. I don't know what the hell that is. Sorry, dude. That was
No, it's okay. But yeah, thank you to Lieutenant Croy for the first voyage where we just
back.
we were just with him the whole voyage. He was our man. We didn't talk to anybody else, which I wish we would have in a way, but I'm glad we didn't because that solidified him as like being our favorite.
Mhm.
So Lieutenant Croy, thanks for that. And Saja Fen, Saja Dax, and Saja Cade. I'm going to run through all three of you here with thank yous quickly. Saja Fen, we had second voyage and third voyage.
I saw that. That's awesome.
She's so strong. She's like strong and wise, and she always kind of said the right thing at the right time.
Yes,
If
she
that
did.
makes sense. Especially in the finale of this third voyage, we ended up being like right next to the Saja,
Mhm.
and they kind of knew how to keep everyone in the area calm,
Sure.
kids included, because there were kids that were like actually kind of freaking out a little
shoot.
bit. So,
I love it.
and they don't have to do that as part of their job. Like that should be a character lieutenant's job,
Mhm,
or like
mhm.
not should be. I shouldn't say that.
No, I get
But
what you're
you know
saying.
that's not necessarily in their job description. But they went out of their way. Saja Fen kind of took command in many
Mhm.
situations.
Good.
Saja Dax, thank you for that climate simulator moment, man. Like obviously that's
Yep.
huge, but everything in that second voyage that led up to that was equally important and equally incredible. I had no idea or no plan to go the Saja route, but because of you led me down that route, and it became easily some of the highlights of all three of my voyages. And I have told him that for sure. He definitely knows that. But Saja Dax really made that second voyage awesome. Saja Cade, you randomly showed up this third voyage, and I've never met you, but you made it feel like we've known each other forever, if that makes sense. Saja Cade was awesome and welcoming, and surprisingly, one of my favorite characters from this voyage.
I haven't seen too much of Sachike. There's some wild shit going on in the
There is.
background here.
Yeah, we got some really good holo scans of Saja
Yeah.
Cade, and he knows it because he had a whole 30-minute photo shoot in the atrium.
Oh.
Yeah, 'cause,
Saja Clark Kent.
Yep, yeah.
Yes,
so,
we
and
had
he-
you our first voyage.
Yep, I love that.
Brad,
So,
Brad wants to take you on a nice steak dinner date.
yes, to get some blue shrimp together. So next thank you is Wraith, that second voyage Wraith.
Oh man,
I kind of wanted to eventually do the Wraith path, but I didn't know or want it to be that second cruise, but it ended up being that second cruise.
Mhm.
He just drew us in, like you said, and thank you
Yeah,
for that.
he
just
drew
made
us
us
in.
part of his crew. I
He
felt
sure
like
did.
his brother. You know, I felt
Yep.
like we were just like his brother at that.
we were
and-
part of a crew. Yeah.
Yeah. And Wraith also helped us a lot this last voyage,
Mhm.
and he was a huge part of our story. Wasn't as intimate because there was 3,000 people
Yep.
as part of our crew.
Well, that's
because it was
my-
a loaded voyage. but
Yeah.
that's
that-
no slight to him. He at the end of it, when the crowd and dust
Yeah.
settled, he came over to us. He made a point to come to us.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
Yeah, so he still went out of his way to make us part of his crew.
That was
even
mine
though
and
there was
Brad's.
3,000 people swarming him.
That was mine and Brad's
So-
our first cruise.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
same. Yeah,
Oh, that's right.
Mhm.
That's right.
and got to thank Gaia for the incredible performances, but
Yes.
for also providing a storyline that none of us saw coming, and did not think would hit that hard to home.
Right.
You know, like
Yeah.
we just thought it was going to be an amazing singer with a cool dinner show.
Mhm.
But it turns out she's got an insane story with a big message.
Yep.
And a huge story that you can play a part
Mhm.
of, too. It's not just you watch it. You jump in it with Wraith and with Gaia.
And quite possibly the least known little tidbit that she hung out in the sublight lounge a good chunk during a story of the heist.
Yeah.
Somebody had to go like distract her and just like talk to her.
Yep.
Not a lot of people knew that she was just chilling there.
Yeah, not at all. And
Didn't we find that out the first time we were
that
there?
changes
I
a little
think
bit
so,
voyage
yeah.
to voyage, because this time
Oh, does it?
Wraith selected her biggest fan to go sit with her in the sublight lounge
Okay.
and talk to her during the whole heist.
Okay.
So someone got lucky and had like a 25-minute conversation with Gaia.
That's wild.
But-
That's so cool.
And last but not least, because I had never interacted with him at all until this third voyage, was Sandro. We'll talk about everything he did for me this third voyage.
You
but
never interacted with Sandro at all until
No.
the third voyage?
Never.
That's a lie. Second, he came in front of us and sang for us. Weren't you sitting with us?
That's true, at the
Yeah.
sublight lounge. But
Yes.
I don't know if I really said anything. I was like,
Oh.
oh, that's a good song. Like, cool.
Okay.
Like, I didn't really, nothing meaningful, you know? And it
Okay.
wasn't because of him. It
Yeah.
was because I had no intention of doing the Sandro story. But the third voyage, I didn't do all of it, but I got a good chunk of Sandro story this third voyage. And it was
Did you help him
super-
write the song?
No, wasn't present when that
Do you
happened.
think he can write a song?
No,
He knows
you wouldn't
three.
want me
He
to.
knows 3 songs.
Yeah.
They're all, by
And they're
DJ
all
Ray.
right
All
here.
from Guy. They're all right.
I'd be like, hey, can you write this song? Oh, wait, Gaia already wrote it. And he'd be like, yeah, I know. I'm a Gaia fan. But I'll talk more about him when we recap my third voyage. But thank you, Sandro.
All right.
All right, let's get to some recap. Let's
Yeah.
do this kind of. I mean, we're 35 minutes in.
Yeah, so I would think if we recap Evans and just kind of put a nice bow on it, and
Yep.
we'll see you guys tonight.
Yep.
We'll do that. So, Evan, take it away. I want to hear about how people love Jedi Talk podcast more.
Well, I already said that.
No, I want to hear
shocked.
more of that.
I'm surprised there's that many people doing it. I mean, I am, but I'm not because we know.
I'm surprised because I had no idea.
Yeah, I really didn't think the reach was that far.
No.
Well,
But that's awesome.
I mean,
Yes and no.
kind of. It. I mean, just with we I think because of Adam.
Sure. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
For sure. He helped.
Yeah, you can definitely say that easily. So I'm going to just kind of fly through.
Did anyone go? Is he really
The
that
most-
mean in person?
No.
No.
Nobody does. I think you could
There
genuinely
was a
tell
few
that.
people that asked if you are racist. No.
We're like,
Kidding.
bro, you have no
Kidding.
idea.
Take it easy out there. It's a joke. Not a good one, but it was a joke.
It was okay. It was not
It
bad.
was fine. It was fine.
I am from
Yeah.
Alabama, so it's fine.
Right.
I think it's justified.
Aunt Tim.
So I'm going to run through everything as fast as I can here. And yeah, I'll start just before the muster on day one. The first thing we did was we went to Wani because we wanted to give her a gift. Because I made a gift for every character and a handful of Blue Crew as well.
Blue Crew.
So
Blue Crew,
we
Blue
wanted
Crew.
to go straight to Wani to give her gift because she was our first character. Our
Of
first,
course.
like I said
Yeah.
earlier. So we.
Oh,
gave
by the
her-
way, you failed.
I told Brad that too. I did.
You
I
failed.
feel terrible. I failed on the fish.
Yep.
Naming I told both
Didn't.
of you that.
Yes,
right?
you did.
Yeah,
Hey, look at me.
Yeah.
I'm pissed.
you should be.
I am.
I'm taking that back.
I'm not that bad.
Okay. I had to make it up somehow. Yes. So we went straight to Wani and we gave her gift, and I got it on video. Her saying her name, which was cool because I didn't know that was a thing until a few months ago, and it just I don't know why that's cool to me, but I was like,
That
I
she
wanted
says
to.
her name. That she
Yeah.
you didn't think she would ever introduce herself?
I guess not. I'd never put that
You
much thought
retarded?
into it. Yes.
What's your name? She just walks away.
I don't know. I think I thought that way because, like, being a huge fan, I knew her name going in. So I'm like, oh, look, that's Wani over there. So, like, I didn't think to be like, nice to meet you. My name's Evan. What's your name? Like,
I
I'm
gotta.
just like, it's Wani. Like,
Seeing her was like the weirdest thing because like I knew going in that was going to happen, but then when you
Sure.
see her for the first time, you're like, "What is that? Is that a fan? Is that like?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it goes through your mind real quick, and then you make the connection like, oh,
oh,
she's
this is real."
real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then the gift we gave her had, like, a shoulder strap on it. So she, like, wore it around for, like, 20 minutes.
That's so cool.
Did she gift you back a restraining order?
Yes. Yep. That's at the end. That's why this book is so big. Look at this. All these pages. Yeah. But
Why
that
are they
was
stuck together?
There we go. So then after that, like but still before the muster, I go back to the cabin to drop off or change one of my 18 outfit changes,
Was it Avant?
whatever it was. Yes,
Okay.
of course.
Were you assistant to the regional governor again?
Is
No,
it,
I am the regional.
Is it because you couldn't think of another name?
Sure. Does Grogu say sure? We need him to say sure.
Does Grogu say sure? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you prove it?
Okay, boomer.
Go.
So then, like, before the muster, I went back to drop whatever off. But I came back, and she was just alone in that hallway by the dining room.
Wait a second. Where's the
with her
story
character
going?
attendant. And it was like, they came up to me, and they're like, oh, so you picked a good time to be down here. And I was like, I didn't expect to see you both down here. But
She gives you a QR code for OnlyFans.
sure. I don't know what is happening at all.
God damn it! I was gone for like 5 minutes during the show trying to kill a cricket. Okay.
That was funnier than what's happening. I don't know what's happening.
All right, I'm done. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So before Linka started the muster, we found her. We went up to her, and this is a running thread through most of the or all the characters. They all found a way to, like, in universe, mention how happy they were to see us again.
Really? That's cool.
Yeah, like
Damn.
they knew us, they recognized us, and they were like, "It's good." Linka was like, "It's good to have you back on board again for another voyage."
Oh,
with
interesting.
Us. Like,
Okay.
Did
I
you
mean, I
acknowledge
guess
that last time it was also the 270?
No, I'm not one of those dumb people that do that on the ship.
Wait, you love canon. Why would you not?
Well,
Because
no,
that I love canon. That's why I wouldn't. What do you mean?
Well,
I play
that
along
would-
and say that.
that would.
Yeah, that would break.
Oh,
the
yeah, it would
canon.
break it,
Yeah.
wouldn't it? Yeah.
No, yeah, I play along, and I'm like, yeah, last voyage
Yeah,
was
you
so
just gotta play
smooth. It
along.
was such a
Yeah.
relaxing vacation, and I'm like,
I hope nothing happens
Yep,
on this one.
Literally, I say that every time. I'm like, they're like, well, yeah, I'm sure nothing's gonna happen. You know, they play along.
That's awesome.
So, but Lenka was, and we, of course, this is a weird thing because people are dumb, but they've changed like the pre-show a little bit, where they're at the end they're like, make sure you ask consent before touching or hugging any performers, because it's like
I think that's fair.
it is, but people shouldn't be stupid. We shouldn't
But-
have to say that. Like,
Hey, bro, you work with the fucking general public. You know these people that are
Yup.
hanging by a thread.
yup.
Now, not these people that are on this cruise, because these are
No, but I've
Jedi
heard
Talk
stories.
fans.
Yeah, right. But I've heard stories, and I've seen guests in the parks. So we do now have to tell people, hey, you don't just
Yeah.
hug people without asking.
Well, I mean,
you know,
to
or-
be fair, too, that is like all over when you go to like celebration and stuff. There are like
Yeah.
cosplay is not consent
Yeah.
to take
Yeah.
a photo or like,
Yep.
yeah.
So they had to do that. But so, of course, we asked Linka if it was okay to hug her, and we hugged Linka, and that kind of started the train of thought and the tears of like, oh, this is the last time. So that was sad but cool, hugging Linka.
Sad but cool.
So then muster starts. We go to Dorne, of course, because Dorne is probably the best for views of the finale, for sure.
Yeah, Besh was the best, but it sucked.
Yeah.
Dorn,
that was a
Dorn
running-
had a better view. Yeah.
That was a running joke again, Besh being the best, but the entire muster station intentionally and like repeatedly kept answering all of Lenka's questions just by yelling, Dorn. She'd be like, she was like, so where do you find your itinerary? And we were all like, Dorn. And then eventually she played along too, and she's like, now don't answer Dorn. The question or the answer is going to be, and like she started calling us out, and it became a running joke the entire cruise.
Okay.
Where anything where like a character asked or we were talking to people, everyone would just be like, Dorn. It just became a stupid thing the whole cruise. So then after muster, Sandro is he boards the ship, so he's not a part of muster, but he boards the ship, and I didn't know he came in on the launch pod until now. So he steps out of the launch pod just by himself, and no one goes up to him. So I'm like, I know that's Sandro, and
That's all because the story is he's somebody who's
he's a passenger.
yeah,
yeah.
he's a
But
passenger.
I didn't know that's how
so
he got there.
badass.
I didn't know that either. I don't
No,
think.
I just looked over because I was in Dorne right next to the
Oh
launch
my
pod,
God.
and he just comes out. So I'm like, I'm gonna go talk to him because no one's swarming him.
No,
yet.
yeah.
And thankfully I did.
That's
'cause
awesome.
The rest of the voyage, everyone was just getting
Oh
swarmed.
my God.
So
Ugh.
I just went up to him and
Sounds like a nightmare.
I just I started talking to him like, is this your first time on a Starcruiser? You look a little bit lost. And he's like,
Yeah.
he's gave me his whole backstory. He's like, yeah, like I sold everything I own. I've never left planet before, but I came here just to see Gaia. He's like, so why are you here? And I was like, well, I'm here. And I told him my whole backstory to study the Chandrila Starline and the Halcyon and how they, do everything the best that they do. Because like I said, the regional governor side of me is recreational and agricultural stuff. So I'm like, how do they do it? They're amazing. I need to learn from them. And then he was like, yeah, I'm here just to see Gaia. And he was just like, I want to catch up with you later after I go get my cabin all sorted and stuff. He's like, I'll find you later and we'll catch up. And like, I was the first person to talk to him. And then he did make a point to come see me a lot and catch up with me a lot. So that was awesome.
Hashtag gingers in space.
Yep. So then we had bridge training, and I finally got the one where we bring Gaia onto the ship. And
Nice.
Have you ever had that, either of you?
The Gaia one? No.
Oh, it's so cool. She has a freaking yacht,
Yes.
which I didn't know
Wait,
until
they show it on the thing?
her yacht flies by and she comes in. Yeah. We go pick her up.
Holy shit.
And she's at, they call it an ice spa, and it's some weird looking Bespin looking.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's her yacht. It's dope. I won like a Hasbro, whatever it's called, of that.
That's cool.
That is so
What's
cool.
the Hasbro thing called? The
HasLab.
I won a
HasLab.
HasLab.
Oh,
of that.
man.
We
Like,
fucked up not getting the ghost, you guys.
Meh.
Is it still fundable?
No.
Hit the meh.
What do you mean the man?
I'm just not into the ghost. It's a really
They
cool
did
set.
release it. We're getting a Chopper TVC. So
Nice.
We are.
cool with it.
So her.
And he's in the retro pack.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The Ahsoka retro pack.
I'm down.
So
Go on with
Gaia's ice spa is like a Bespin Cloud City looking thing, but it's inside an asteroid. And Lenka was our leader of bridge training, and she was just
cool.
like, "How the heck do you have a spa in the middle of an asteroid field? That's not very relaxing." And like, it was cool to see Gaia on the video monitor because it was that Gaia.
Oh, it better be.
It's the same thing with like Rey. You don't think about it, but they filmed how many versions of the same
So
scene?
That's
pissed
incredible.
I'm never gonna get to do this again, dude.
I'd never had it, and I didn't know it existed until like a month ago. And then when I saw it on my schedule, I was like, "That's the one I need. I need to see
Yep.
it." So thankfully, I got it.
Did
So
you get
then-
that from talking to somebody? From talking to Sandro?
No, it was scheduled already.
That was
Really?
just, it was,
Yeah.
it's
It's a
randomly
scheduled one?
tossed them into it, yeah.
Yep.
That's so
I-
cool, though.
I don't think I'll ever know, but I would love to know if they play in repeat voyages. Be like, "Oh, you haven't got this one yet, but you got this one
Oh.
and this one, so we'll give you the different one." I wonder if they factor that in.
You know someone like completely back engineered the whole app, right?
Yeah,
I'm sure the answer is in that.
true.
Reach out to that person.
Yeah.
You know who it is.
Of course. So then we saw.
Whoops.
That's why I can't go
Yeah.
on the show. They go on the ship again because
Lisa
Lisa
needs
needs
braces.
braces.
Stupid dental plan.
Dental plan. Lisa needs braces.
dental plan.
Lisa needs braces.
You don't get the joke, do you?
Just I know it's Simpson something.
Okay.
I don't know.
That's literally how it goes on the show.
Oh, nice. Back and
You got to
forth,
be
back
there
and
for
forth.
10 minutes, though. Yeah. Not really less, but go on.
So we ended up having the front booths for the dinner. You know, like right next to the stage. We were in that front corner booth.
Okay.
Did you
Which
get
was
captain's
awesome.
table?
No,
No, okay.
I wish, but no. But I love the table we got, like right there next to Gaia.
That's not bad.
That was great. So during that whole dinner, whatever, we had great views. But then during the dance section, when everyone's dancing, Lenka came over and just danced with us,
Nice.
and that was awesome because we had that connection with Lenka because she's been all 3 voyages and she recognized us, and so that was fun dancing that whole song with her. And then that like the little fashion show they do later,
The
Yes.
the regalia.
regalia. Something
We just came out to that, and a trooper cut the whole entire line. He's like, you all wait here. And he goes to the front of the line, and then he walks down the red carpet, like, strutting his stuff with a blaster. And he gets to the end, he's like doing poses. And I'm like, this is just ridiculous. I don't know what's happening, but I love it.
That's Star
It
Wars
was probably
weekend shit, but
it was
I'm
probably
okay.
Gary.
I'm okay
It was
with
probably Gary,
Takes the bootlicker. Dave Filoni wrote that scene.
So then I walked out to the First Order is the Worst Order. It had already been written, and he was already playing it.
Beautiful.
So I come up there, and I start kind of singing along because at this point, I had been talking to Captain a little bit,
Yeah.
and I was like, I don't really know if I trust the First Order. And the more I learn about them, like Hosnian Prime, and I'm kind of like not sure about them. So she had been helping me along my allegiances already. But I come out to that, and I'm like, kind of, all right, it's kind of a bop, And then
It's a banger.
they arrest him in front of me, and I'm like, so I follow them down to the brig, and I'm like, he didn't do anything wrong. Like, he's just playing it. Like, he's fine. So
Rodney King.
right? So this also helped me along my character's path of finding its allegiance, because
Okay.
I've been hinting at, it's not really a spoiler, obviously, but like my character went from First Order at the beginning of this cruise to Resistance at the end of this cruise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think you can
So-
spoil it because
It's who
over.
cares? And it's just my backstory.
Yeah.
So it's not a spoiler, but so Sandro helped in this moment with my character story. And then after that, when I saw Chewie get arrested, I come out and Croy has this giant glow stick that looks like a lightsaber, and he has Sammy, and he's knighting Sammy with this glow stick for helping arrest Chewie. Because we had first dinner, and Chewie gets arrested in the second dinner. So that had just happened, and they come out of the dining room, and he's like, Sammy, I would like to
Yep.
knight you as part of the First Order. And he's knighting him with a freaking glow stick.
Did we always have second dinner?
No, we had first cruise.
We did?
Mm-hmm. You and I experienced all the dinners collectively,
That's right.
including captains.
Yeah, that's right.
Except Cap. No, we have both captains
Captain's
table.
table.
That's right.
Yep. First and second night. So then, we alternated it.
Yep.
We've got it all.
Mm-hmm. We completed it. Whew.
That's fucking cool, man.
Mm-hmm. Do you have more interactions with that Lieutenant Croy?
Not much.
Okay.
Did you tell him you're gay?
Me or him?
Him. No, you. Did you
Both.
tell him?
Both, yes.
Did you make mention of a suppression of holocasts on the HoloNet?
Vaguely, but it was like a wrong time because it was a big story moment.
Okay.
He kind of brushed over it.
Oh.
Because, like I said,
Or
it was
he's a piece of shit traitor and he knows what he's doing.
there was 1 million people on this cruise. It was
Sure.
packed.
Oh, and you also, but there's 1 million people. You met 1 billion. That
Yeah.
are Jedi talk.
But only 50
listeners.
of them talk to. I don't know. I don't do math. I'm stupid. So then I find Croy to give him my award, and I have a good video that's going to be posted eventually, where he just like, this is the first ever award I've gotten. No one ever gives me an award, and he starts doing this big speech, and in the middle of the speech he goes, "This goes to all the lieutenants out there. If you believe it, or no, he goes, if you dream it, you can believe it." And I'm just like, I like that. You know, if you can dream it, you can do it. There, a little, Tom Fitzgerald reference.
That's
Not
funny.
Walt Disney. Walt
No,
Disney did not
Walt
say
did
that.
not say that.
Yeah, Tom Fitzgerald said it.
Walt said he's a communist. That's a direct quote.
Sure. And after the second dinner, too, we had first dinner. So after the second dinner, Sandro comes out. And I was like, "Oh, Sandro, how did your second show go?" Because earlier he's like, "They asked me to do a second show." And I was like, "Oh, that's awesome. Good luck." So he comes up to me and he's like, "Dude, it was awesome. I performed with Wani again and Gaia." He's like, "I think I'm going to try to audition later and try to join him." So it was just cool because he came to me because like he told me earlier he wanted to catch up with me. And that was just because I was the first person that kind of found him, kind of talked to him.
And pull back the curtain a little bit. This is Saja Ben, right? Or not Saja Ben. What the
Dax.
Dax,
We know this
sorry.
performer, is all I will say.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Whoops.
And-
Former.
Former.
No,
We know them.
Yeah,
Well,
former at this point. Former Saja? He's
Oh,
Saja.
former Starcruiser, but I don't know about with
Right.
the mouse.
And then 9:30 p.m. we had
But he plays
Saber
on City
training.
Walk like every weekend.
Traitor.
We're going to go see him
No,
soon.
not a traitor.
We're going to
Fucking-
go see him soon.
He's rocking out there.
Yeah.
I saw him once. I think I saw him the first night. I was on City Walk.
I messaged him a while ago because I asked him if he's coming to the meetup tonight, and he's not, sadly. But I was like, because I think he's performing. And I was like,
yeah,
we're coming
yeah.
to see you soon because like after this weekend, I have weekends off going forward. So
Sweet.
I'm going to come
Oh,
find
you
you.
do?
Yeah. Saturday.
Oh,
anyway.
wow.
Saturday, not Sunday. But
Let's party.
yeah, so I'm like, I'm coming to see you. So 9:30 was Saber training. We had Saja Fenn, and she was calling out forms again. She was like talking about how this one is Form 1 or whatever. And I was like, well, I'm usually kind of like Form 2. And she goes, yeah, Makashi. I'm like, yep, that's the form I like. So that was dope. And she was talking to me too about with the shield. She was like, oh, you're good with that shield. And I was like, I try. And she's like, oh, you succeed. And she's like, you're better with the saber though. I'm like,
Did she say if you buy a lightsaber, you get a shield free?
no, I wish, but I did, and I finally got the shield. I'm glad I never paid for one of them, but I'm glad I
Do you have
one.
a shield?
Mm-mm.
You do now.
Hey-o.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's technically legacy.
Okay.
it is. Yep.
Legacy.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You need one.
All right.
Yep.
I guess I need one.
You've
I'll
got
take
one.
it. Beautiful. Yay, shield.
Podcasts are great with dead air.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
pretty
So
good.
anyhow, so then
Jonathan Toothass.
nothing really happened after that. Day 1 ends. Day two, we go to Batu. Nothing of note
Yeah,
happens.
we
Did you
know.
do
because, like,
everything? Did you get lunch?
I actually
What'd you
did
get
do
for-
everything.
What'd you get for lunch?
Ronto and
Nice.
Taco Dana.
Okay. What did you
And-
get? Did you get the Poke Bowl? Fuck yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
One of you two have some sense.
Yeah. Wait.
Fucking Ronto. How dare you?
Ronto's awesome.
Who can make a Ronto rap?
You?
Yeah. Is it as good?
Who can
Absolutely
make
not.
around?
That's what I thought too.
Spin it with love. Go on.
It's your
So
sausage.
Vi came up to us too and sought us out, and we talked to Vi, and that was fun because she was asking about the ship, and I was like, Sammy's got a message for you, and she's like, I'll talk to him later. So that was fun. We did Rise actually because why not?
Of
B
course.
mode?
You have a
B mode?
lightning lane.
Everything worked except the guns actually.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, he was in Amo.
I had a
Look at
friend
that.
of mine
was
message
amazing.
me today. He goes, "Bro, I'm here at Hollywood Studios. I finally got to see Kyler and Beamo." I'm like, "You haven't been here in a while." 'Cause
Yeah,
it's been like
it's
that for
been
a
like
hot
that
minute.
forever.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it.
I'm
And
I'm
then-
glad you got to see it though, because that was something
Yeah.
like if he's a big Disney dork, so like
Nice.
seeing B mode stuff is always cool.
Yeah,
I bet
yeah.
he likes Disneyland.
You know why? Because he's not a fucking idiot.
Mhm.
There it is. But we were like, we wanted to kill time to see the lieutenant that comes to Batu, and he doesn't come out till after 11. It's pretty late. So I was like, we might as well kill time. Let's do Rise. Let's do the
Killing
Falcon.
time.
So we did the Falcon, and I wanted to also record Hondo saying the special
Yeah,
Starcruiser
it's so
stuff.
cool.
So I recorded that. And then we came out and we saw Lieutenant, and he was harassing us. It was fun, too. He comes out, and he was like talking to us about lightsaber training. He's like, yeah, I heard they have lightsaber training where they just give innocent passengers weapons. And then I was like, well, they give us a shield, though. And he said something about the shield. And he's like, yeah, just in case you don't cut your arms. He said something. I forget, but I got it on video.
That's
so
awesome.
then we go back to the ship.
Was it who I think it is? It
Yeah.
was? Okay, that's awesome.
We go back to the ship, and Saja Cade just arrives out of nowhere.
Such kid.
And
Saja, Brad's new obsession.
yes, Clark Kent. Yeah. And we have never,
Is he going to be at the meetup?
I don't know. We have never interacted with Saja Cade ever. He's never been on our cruises, but
Wait, he was on ours, our first one.
Mm-hmm.
you have.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not Taylor and I. But to break the fourth wall a little bit, he was like, Avant, good to see you again. Because like, I know him. I've talked to him outside of the ship. So he kind of broke it a little bit, but like he didn't say, so it didn't really break it. But that was cool. He just came up to me and called me by name and gave me a handshake, and then we had a consensual hug. For those of you out there that don't know how hugs work, I hate that that's a
Sounds
thing.
like non-consensual.
Those exist. I hate that that's a thing in 2023 that we have to specify that I hug someone and they willingly. It's stupid.
Slippery slope.
Yeah, very. And then what happened later? Oh, so after this, we get the troopers locking themselves in the brig, and I kind of know to get down because he's in the atrium when he finds out. The Croy finds out with the droid thing going on. So I jump in the whatever it's called, the elevator, and I beat him down
The
there.
lift.
And as he's running down the hallway, I just hear "boys," and I'm like, "Yep, okay, I see how this performance is going." So he's using the boys thing again, which I have on video. We'll get it on the soundboard at some point.
Oh, beautiful.
We
And
have multiple my boys.
yes, so Sammy's there, and
Hit it.
We don't have my boys.
We don't?
No, we only have the tail end of what he says there.
I thought we had the my boys.
oh,
No.
we don't. Well, now we
Add it
have
to the
Okay,
list.
so obviously not only are you in support of these troopers being in the brig, you're tearing this poor family apart.
Did
well-
you say that line too?
no,
Fuck yeah.
yeah. So not a
Take
not,
that, Sammy.
Yeah.
Hashtag releases Sammy.
So Sammy's
Well,
there.
if you scan the QR code that you get tonight from one of the boys at Jedi Talk, you gotta walk. All you gotta do is walk up and say,
DM.
"Give me the Sammy file,"
Yeah.
and you'll receive a sticker.
yes.
And that sticker might have a link to a Google Drive.
Brad, hold up. They have to tell us Kyle's mom is hot.
That's
Yep, that's the key. That's the secret.
That's the passcode
And-
that pays.
And on the Jedi Talk sticker, if you scan that, there might be a link tree link to the Sammy file. I'm just
Does
saying.
it have to be specifically Kyle's
have
mom
to
is
come
hot,
up
or can
to-
it be a
to
Kyle's
tell.
mom joke?
Whatever.
It's gotta be a
Okay,
rap.
Kyle's
Dealer's
mom.
choice.
Okay.
Dealer's choice.
So Sammy's there yelling with Croy about what's going on.
KM69. That's Kyle's mom
Right.
as a droid.
KN6.
A KM unit.
KM69.
KM, yeah.
Kyle's
yeah.
mom 69.
Yeah.
I need to make that droid.
Yeah, yeah, you do. Does it come with big lips?
It does. A lot of white splotches.
Is an
on it.
inflatable droid?
On the
How many ports?
4 good ones.
Does it have a restraining bolt?
Is it like being shackled into the charging port?
The cheaper ones do. All right. Come on, Evan, please. Take us away from this.
Oh my gosh. So Sammy's there yelling at Croy about the troopers and whatnot. And Sammy he's like, oh, wait a second. We locked Chewbacca in the brig last night. The troopers were probably confused and they were coming down to find Chewbacca. And they got locked in there. So it's all just a misunderstanding. And the entire hallway goes, oh, yeah. And Croy's like, you know what's very poignant and perfect for a situation like this? When someone says something that makes a little bit of sense, and everyone around them goes, oh, yeah, as if it really does make sense.
That's funny.
That was great. And then, so then he's like, so Croy, why don't we get your boys out and you go up there and you could just go try some of the snacks up there. And I go, oh, yep, those snacks are really good. And then Sammy, who I haven't met on this voyage yet, I haven't talked to the character at all. He doesn't.
Evan, hold on. I have to do something real quick. All right, go on.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I
Sammy
texted him a
hasn't,
joke we couldn't say on air.
I mean, you could say it.
Nope.
No? Wow, that's worst.
I'd cut that out.
You
so
can hit an
quick.
alarm. You can hit a button. It's fine.
I'll hit something.
No, we don't have an alarm for this one.
So, yeah, anyhow. Sammy, who hasn't met Avant yet, but maybe he's talked to Link or somebody. He goes, "Oh, Avant says the snacks are really good, Lieutenant. You should go try them." And then Sammy hands him a snack. He's like, here's one of the cookies. And he's like, make sure there's no Wookiee hair on it, though, because it was in the brig.
Oh, I forgot to have you give me some of that popcorn.
Well, you know what? There might be some extra popcorn.
I would love just to...
Yeah, I might give you some.
Oh, my God. You don't even like spicy?
No.
Do you like spicy?
She does, but I have enough to go around.
Just one.
There's enough spice for everyone here.
Yes. Now we're talking.
Yeah. Well, maybe not your kind
Dude,
of spice.
you lit up.
Yeah, you did. So without missing a beat, though, Croy takes the cookie from Sammy, and I forget his comment he makes, but he just turns around and he throws it at Sammy, and then storms off.
Out of
back to the
context,
atrium.
Jedi talk quotes. Sammy takes the cookie from Croy, or Croy
Yep.
takes the cookie
Well,
from
you know
Sammy.
what?
If you just get
He
that.
did it all for the cookie. The what?
Yeah.
The cookie. The what?
You
You can take the cookie and stick it up.
You can say cookie.
I'm Fred Durst.
Yep.
Chocolate starfish.
The only Star Wars podcast that brought up Fred Durst.
Yeah,
It's the legacy of Jedi.
That's why we have at least 50 listeners.
that's right.
They were all on the ship.
Yep, all on the ship. So then we go to the atrium, and we're trying to just, I don't know, Taylor. Oh, no, they're like talking to Taylor.
Taylor.
Taylor. My
You
bad.
show some respect.
So Taylor had a resistance patch on, and they were just like pointing that out and like interrogating her. And then I come up, and one of the troopers just like grabs me and singles me out, and he takes me to the corner of the atrium. And Taylor thought it was like, come with, like she should come with us too. And he's
Yeah.
like, no, you stay over
Oh.
there. And he's like, you look like the type of person that would be good at a covert mission or whatever. And he goes, do you know why? I'm like, no.
Yeah.
And he goes, because I told you so. And you go on this mission. And she was recording the whole thing. I didn't know. And I don't know. I probably know this stormtrooper.
Yeah,
I'm probably friends with him. I'll never know. But
Oh,
I think that's why
that's wild.
he chased me down and had that little moment.
that's cool.
Or he's just a really cool
Or that.
performer, and he just did
Wasn't
a cool
Gary,
moment.
I'll tell
I
you
don't
what.
know. No, it wasn't Gary. It was Harry.
Okay,
Yeah,
Harry.
his brother.
His brother. Okay. Must be half blood.
I don't know when this happened, but I'm going to say it so I don't forget. We gave the troopers awards, and they were both co-trooper of the year award, right? So I give it to one of them first.
That's hilarious.
I give the certificate to one of them first, and I was like, do you know what it says? And he's like, no. And I go, it's co-trooper of the year. I'm like, you have to share. And he looks at the other one, looks at me, grabs the other award in my hand and shakes his head, and he runs to the other corner of the sublight lounge, like puts it on the counter. And I was like, no, you have to share. It's a co-award. You both won.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, and he's hiding it from the other guy. The other guy comes over and he's like, what's going on? And I was like, you both won co-trooper of the year.
Yeah.
And the other one's like shaking his head no, and he's like hiding it, and he's like, no, you didn't. And I'm like, I don't make the rules, trooper. You both won. You have to share the award. So he like drops his shoulders and like shakes his head and sighs, and he gives it to him. And the other one walks away, and then I go, but between you and me, if it was up to me, I'd give you the non-co-trooper. You are trooper of the year.
Did you say it to both of them?
No, I should've done
That would have been the joke, yeah.
Damn it.
Fucking ruined
But
it.
I said that to one of them, and he goes,
Hey. Fuck that.
Yeah.
You guys best, right?
maybe. Hey, he's stupid, right?
Hey, you stupid.
That's
right?
what I thought was coming.
Hey, you stupid, right?
But I said that to him, and he goes, I was like, you would have won it if it was up to me. And he goes, that is affirmative, and then walks away.
I love the
So then we get to the heist, and there is, as we've learned in this episode, I'm bad with numbers and math, but there is 5 billion people in this heist.
69,420.
Yeah, that many people. It was way too many people. So we didn't really get a part to play in the heist, and he did give us something to do, but like 45 other people were doing the same thing. So we abandoned ship and didn't really do it. So we watched the heist and we're a part of it, but we were trying to find just somewhere to stand in the atrium because it was so busy. So we went over to Sandro and Wani.
What was busier, the atrium or Kyle's mom's bedroom?
Oh.
What day of the week?
Saturday night.
Oh, Kyle's mom, for sure. Tuesday, atrium. That's why I go to Kyle's mom on Tuesday.
God damn.
It's a slower night.
I love that I didn't have to do it today.
You know what, though? I don't do what you think I do. I take her on a nice date to Disneyland because that's what she deserves.
And that's where you won't see Kyle.
I know I won't run into Kyle.
She's too short for Matterhorn. It's
Yeah.
okay.
So
I
go-
don't get it because I couldn't ride any of the attractions.
I'm really upset because
That's why he
I
doesn't
wasn't
like it.
tall
Okay.
enough for Indiana Jones. And why would you do an Indiana Jones ride if I can't ride it?
What the fuck?
That's my impression of Kyle.
Sounds like you're pushing a.
Play a fart.
I was trying to find his.
Is it labeled Brett's fart?
Yeah. Oh,
It
here's.
better be.
That was mine. Here's Brad's.
There it is. And now there's the Muttley laugh. There it is.
I saw that one a second ago.
Shit.
So we go
if
over.
we don't laugh, I'm gonna cry.
No,
'cause I
yeah,
don't
100%.
I know, guys.
We go over to Sandro and Wani, and they are actually playing the Weird Al song. The saga continues.
What? Really?
Yeah, the song that I was
So
singing
that's canon.
at the. I guess so.
It is now.
I was the one I was singing at the
It sure
trivia
was.
night, and my mind was blown. I'm like,
It
I
was.
can't believe they're singing the saga continues.
That's wild.
So after that, they get done playing it, and Sandro sees me, and he's like, "Oh, Avant, I'm glad you're here." Because these other passengers, their part in the heist was to distract Sandro and Wani to give them like a record deal or whatever. And he's like, "Avant, you could help us negotiate the terms of this deal with your business background and your agricultural and recreational background."
Yeah, that adds up.
Yeah. Well, the recreational does. You know what?
Were you ever
You know-
recreational
hey,
spice?
You
Yeah.
know about soil pH balance. You
Yeah.
want to help us with this record deal?
Yeah.
You want to write a contract about business?
He leaned in to the recreational side of it, but
Recreational spice.
With that
Recreational
being
means
said-
like you put a swing up at a park.
sure.
Yeah, Parks and Rec. You were the Parks and Rec
They do
division.
put together a concert in Parks and Rec.
Oh, that's.
They do.
He's got you there.
They do. Lil Sebastian.
I'll take your word for it. You could be both be trolling me. I don't know.
No, that's a real thing.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, he's like, "You could help broker this negotiation," and
Is
I'm
that
like,
why you did that? Recreation and parks?
"Yeah."
I just fucking picked up on
And
that.
it kind of,
God, I'm stupid.
yeah,
I like Tom.
yeah. So then, like, he's like, "Yeah, whatever," and I'm talking about it. I'm like, "Well, it's only a verbal contract here, so it's not official, but like, it's the steps to it or whatever." And we start talking about it. So then later he brings it up to me after. But that's how we spent the heist. So after the heist, we go back down to the sardine can that was the cargo hold.
Oh, yeah, you did tell me this story yesterday.
Yeah, the dude that just like stood on top of me. I climbed on top of a box because he just
Not
kept,
as awkward as
just
the.
kept like doing that. I'm like, bro, get
Yeah,
off
it's
me.
still not as bad as the experience we had in there.
No, not as bad as that. But
You remember that?
No.
oh, you
I'll tell you
will,
off
yeah.
All right.
You'll remember.
So
Okay.
I-
yeah.
I don't know why I'm blanking right now.
We had to
So-
edit out an episode once. That's why I don't want to say it again.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is wild because we found out what happens if a passenger steals the stone that Wraith steals and lets the passenger hold. You know how the heist goes, right? Like, yeah. So the passenger he handed it to stole it. He didn't come back to the cargo hold. He's like, we're talking with Gaia, and Wraith is like, I can't give you the stone now. And Gaia's like, oh, because you didn't steal it. But he goes, because I gave it to John or whatever it was. And then he's like, John, where are you at? And John wasn't there. So he's like, John, where are you at? And we're like,
so you can double cross the.
well, that's
He
not
may have
double
just
crossing it.
forgotten.
That's theft. That's literally stealing a prop from Disney.
Oh.
The guy didn't show up.
Oh, so it was not like a story steal.
No,
Whoa.
this guest literally did it.
Did he walk off the ship?
Well, I mean, when he checked out, he did. But like,
Oh.
he just carried it around the rest of the voyage in his bag, or whatever. Like he stole it.
But didn't they know who it was? Go to him and ask.
I mean, Wraith did. So I bet Wraith
Oh.
probably went to passenger services
God.
later. I hope. I don't know.
That's crazy. I wonder
So-
if it's
so
that
the
deep.
contingency was-
We need to get this guy on the
contingency
podcast
was-
if he still has the fucking.
Who talks
Right.
like this?
I got it on video, so we can find out the guy's name. But so Wraith, the contingency plan is Wraith goes, he double tricks Gaia. He's like, I didn't really give it to the guy, or I did give it to the guy, but before we came down, I got it from him. So he has an extra one in his pocket.
Oh, smart.
So it's so cool to see that, because I was always wondering, like, what happens if the guest just doesn't come or literally steals it? Because, like, if you're a part of the story, you're not going
Are
to
we
not
sure
come.
they stole it, or was it like he just
Story
forgot?
How could you forget? Especially the
I don't-
last time
Did you
you
talk
ever
to him
do it.
afterwards?
No.
So how do you know? Is it a story we didn't know existed?
No, because the story can't change. A guy, he can't give it to a passenger one day and not give it to a passenger the next day.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah, it's like the story. It
Okay.
can be a different name
That's
of
cool.
a passenger, but it's still.
Well,
a
yeah. I mean, if he
passenger.
does pull it out of his
Yeah.
pocket and then go, "Hey, it's right here." Just kidding.
Yep.
It was behind his ear.
Yeah.
But that was wild
Sparkle,
to see
sparkle.
how that happened as
That's
a
cool,
backup
though.
plan.
That's cool.
That's cool.
And I wonder if they had that as a backup plan, or one day a guest stole it and they didn't know what to do, so they had to come up with a backup plan.
Man.
It's probably that, because they're
Probably
always
that.
reactional.
you don't think
That's not even a
anyone's-
word.
Reactionary.
Reaction, yeah. So yeah,
I wonder how much you could steal. How many products you could steal and then run out, and how
too late
like,
to know
how-
now. So after the whole thing happened and the hundreds of people cleared out, I had a gift for Wraith, so I gave it to him, and it was a little vial of coaxium. And I prefaced it by like, I know all the coaxium we just got for you with Hondo is going to be going to help the Resistance and help the Halcyon. So I'm like, I might have smuggled some away from the First Order on Chandrilla, because they don't really deserve it anyway, and you're going to need to recoup some of your losses with this project here. And Taylor took some good pictures of Avant and Wraith, and another consensual hug was had with consensual tears and consensual handshakes. And yeah, he took the gift, and he was like, I'm very grateful to have you back as a part of my crew again, Avant. Like, they all found a way to make it be like, good to see you again, or welcome back to my crew, or whatever. They all knew that it was another voyage with us. So that was awesome.
Dude, can you imagine how lit the finale was going to be tomorrow? Or that was tonight, yesterday, whatever day it was.
Yeah, I saw the
Brett.
videos that
Yesterday
are
was-
not out yet, but I don't know.
Oh.
I'm going to watch one.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Final Halcyon voyage. That's gonna
I'm going to
get
wait.
views.
I'm going to wait.
So then we got Sammy's bridge mission here.
You
I
got
got
plenty
invited.
of sleepless nights ahead of you. You got
Yeah, I
plenty,
know.
you got plenty of
Yeah.
time to watch it.
I get invited to Sammy's bridge mission. So without me even, like I said, telling Sammy my name all voyage, Sammy is doing his speech before the bridge thing happens, and he goes, Avant, like, what do you think the First Order are underestimating, because they don't know what we have planned on the ship here? And what's the one thing they can't account for? I said, they can't account for us. And he goes, yes, Avant, that's right, you. Well, maybe not like specifically you, but like the general you. And then I intentionally went to the system station on the far right, because that's where you push the button to open the comms in all the bridge missions. So later, he looks over to me and he goes, Avant, push the blue button for the comms channel. And I push it, and that let Chewie call us. So
Oh, badass.
Cool, dude.
I finally got to push that button, because I remember our first voyage with Lieutenant Croy, him yelling at someone to push the button. So I didn't get to do it for Croy, but I did it for Sammy, which plays my character perfectly, because at this point, I'm full-on Resistance. I made like 5 outfit changes, as Avant does. And every time I saw Captain with me in a different outfit, she was like, oh, I see your allegiance is changing a little bit here. I see the outfit change, like, because she'd been helping me along that path.
What happened
So
more? You having outfit changes or me showering?
This time it's probably a tie. It's pretty close.
37.
So then
That was rude.
I leave the bridge mission, and I come down to the lightsaber training pod, because my saber training was relatively soon. And
Advanced Traver say?
yes, sorry.
Okay,
Yep,
yeah, because I'm like, I
advanced.
thought you already did that.
Yep.
Okay.
So I get down there and I run into Ray.
I
She's
was
just
wondering if you did this.
I thankfully found Ray finally before the finale, and she's just kind of talking to one or two passengers. And I come up and she's like, "Are there troopers around anywhere?" And I was like, "No, you're good. You can come on out. There's no troopers." So she kind of like peeks her head around the corner, and then like talks to me and a couple other passengers about like what's going on in the ship. And I'm like, "There's the First Order's here. There's like
Is she
4
in front of the elevators?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So I'm like, there's like 4 troopers here now, and she's like, 4? I thought there were 2. I'm like, yeah, they just brought 2 more on board. We're under blockade, and she's like learning all this stuff, and I'm like, we just got done talking to Wraith, and she's like, who's Wraith?
That's cool.
And like, so after that though, the troopers come around the corner, and I was like, oh, we got problem, right? And she's like, no, I got this. She steps out.
Yes.
I
I'm
saw
so
the
happy you
Jedi
saw
mind
us.
trick. Finally
Yes.
saw it. I didn't see it on Croy, but I don't
That's
care. I just wanted
fine.
to see it once.
I think
and
this
I saw
looks
it on the
cooler.
trooper, and the trooper just like in episode 9, like drops his shoulders and
Yeah.
just like puts his arms and blaster down, and just like
Yep.
walks away. And I'm
Yeah.
like, that's insane. Like obviously
Was it 1 or 2 troopers?
1.
Oh, just 1. Interesting.
There might have been a contingency or something where the other one wasn't there, or
Yeah.
who knows, but it was just 1. And then like after that, Sammy and Chewie come down the steps, and Ray meets Sammy.
Oh,
like I got
yeah.
to see them meet each other, and like they've talked to each other over comms and stuff, so they
Yeah.
know each other's name
Yeah,
and
yeah.
whatnot. But it's the first time they meet,
That's cool.
and Chewie's there.
I've seen a little bit of that. Our
Yeah.
first voyage.
Yeah, I don't. It's all a blur. I don't even know what all was said. I think it was about the plan with the injector, the fuel injector.
Yep.
Be like,
Mhm.
it's in a suitcase. Why is it in the suitcase? Like, what is this plan? Chewie, have you ever used a fuel injector before? Have you, Sammy? And Sammy's like, no, it's my first day. I don't really.
day.
So I got to see all that, and then at some point in this situation, Wraith comes down and she meets Wraith. I got to see
that's
Wraith
badass.
meet Ray. I had no idea they knew each other.
Neither did I.
So that's insane. Like this new character, who's one of my top maybe 20, 25 characters,
sure.
probably 20, is Wraith, and Wraith knows Ray. It's insane.
Wraith knows Ray.
So then we get to the holocron, and during Ray's like speech about the holocron and stuff, Ray looks at me and she asks me if we still have hope, and I said, "Of course we do." She goes, "Why do I think that we have hope still?" I go, "Well, hope is it's always within all of us, and it's something that they can never take away from us." And she basically verbatim used that her entire speech multiple times.
That's
She was like,
badass.
yeah, she just kept saying, "Yeah, the First Order can't take away our hope because it's within all of us." Like he said, like, she just kept bringing it up.
That's
bringing it
cool.
up. So
I had never seen that Ray before.
I don't think I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From your pictures.
So I had known about going to the climate simulator before the finale. 'Cause I heard that's like a staging ground. I don't know what's the best way to
Seriously?
say it, but like characters will go there before the finale. So I'm in there around 9:15. The finale supposed to start at 10, but I feel like it started early this
It
voyage.
started earlier, our second
I don't
voyage.
know why or what's the deal with that, but it was weird. So I expected to have like 30 to 40 minutes with these characters, but because it was early, it was like 25, 30. But still, it was awesome. So I'm in there sitting in this climate simulator, and Sandro comes out, and he starts talking to us about like, oh, I think Wani's leaving. Like, I think she's going back with Wraith and Gaia. And I'm like, no. Like, Wraith just said she's staying. Like, you need to go find Wani and get the song you're writing together finished. Like, she's staying. So we get talking about that. And he's like, well, I just told her to go follow her dreams, go solo, and, because she's really good. She needs to go follow her dreams. And I was like, no, she's still staying on the ship. After you finishing the song and practicing it here, go find Wani. And he's like, oh, can I play some of it for you? And he plays some of One Galaxy, and it's the first time I've heard it, because I haven't seen One Galaxy in the dining room yet. I've missed it both voyages.
We haven't seen One Galaxy in Ahsoka either.
We got two.
At least.
One
Yeah.
galaxy.
So I got to hear it there, and it's a really good song. It got me a little emotional. And he kind of like sat down on like the rocks, like the ledge by the rocks, and he was just playing. And
Was it the shitty guitar or the good one?
it was a good one, actually. I didn't see the fake guitar.
I'm so
or the
pissed we never
fake
saw-
gu-
we didn't-
guitar.
we
I didn't
didn't
see the Earth guitar this whole
We
trip.
only got the Earth guitar.
Yeah, I never got to see it.
Did we
No, our
second one?
second Sandro had a different guitar.
Oh,
he
he
had
did?
he
Okay,
had
then I
a
did
foreign
see
looking
it.
one. Yeah, just
Dang.
let me pull up the reel that I posted on Jedi Talk.
Okay.
Okay.
From Jedi Fallen Order.
That's right.
Anyhow, though, no one was sitting next to him. Like, we were all just standing there kind of awkwardly talking to him. So I was like, I'm just going to go sit next to him. So I sat next to him. Taylor took a ton of good pictures of it. And then Saja Fenn comes in. And Saja Fenn sits down next to me. So I'm sitting between Saja Fenn and Dak. Slip of the tongue there. Dak. Like, Dak from Star Wars. A New
Yep,
Hope,
that's
right?
right.
That's what he's in? I don't
Here
know.
we go. Here's
No, he's not. He's in Empire. Oh, no, he had that. He had that guitar.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's not the good one.
Oh.
No, but
is
it's-
that like an Earth guitar?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh.
Yeah, that's just like a travel
looks
guitar.
Star Wars.
Yeah, it's just a travel guitar.
Trick
yeah,
me.
but it looks
It's
more
not,
Star Wars.
It's not we saw an acoustic guitar.
I've
like
seen
if I
the
bought
pictures
the
and
fucking
videos.
acoustic guitar out that I have.
Yeah, I've seen that with pictures,
the real
not in
ones.
person, but
Look up like
I know what it is.
You may have never seen it.
I've seen
Yes, he
pictures
has.
of
It's-
it,
You
but
have okay.
It's
yeah, not in
basically
person.
the one from Fallen Order.
Oh no, I've seen
It
that.
is, yeah.
I've seen that for real.
Okay.
So anyhow, I'm just sitting there in the climate simulator between Saja Fenn and Sandro,
That's badass.
and the three of us are just bouncing between each other. Of like, yeah, the music and the Force are kind of the same way, where like it hits us all different, and it all impacts us all, and we all look at it in our own way, and it's a part of all of our lives. And it was just a fun conversation between the three of us. And then in the middle of the conversation, the lights go out, like the lights flash.
Yes, that's
Saja
so
Fenn
fun.
like screamed. I was like,
Oh, she did.
yeah, and she like jumped. Like, it scared me more than the lights going out. I was like, are you okay? Like, dang. So then we all rush out of the climate simulator, and the klaxon alarm's going off, and Fenn and Sandro are like, make sure you guys are okay, get to your muster stations. And we're like, oh, we will. Like, Sandro, you go find Wani, make sure she is safe. And he's like, thanks, I'm going to find Wani, make sure she's safe. So then we get to the finale, and we're in the very back of Dorne, because it was insanely packed. We had nowhere else to stand. That's the downfall of being in the climate simulator before the finale, because you're so far away. But we actually had a good seat. It turned out to be not bad, because right behind us was the wall of 3 Saja, one of them carrying the holocron. And as we're there watching what's going on, Wraith comes up behind us. So I had no idea he was even back there during the finale. But he grabs us and taps us by the shoulder. And he's like, "Are you guys okay? What's going on?" And we're like, "I have no idea. We just are in the muster station because it's what they told us to do when emergencies happen." And then the Dorn joke keeps coming up. We're like, Dorn. It was like the seagulls in Finding Nemo. It's like, mine, Dorn. So he's like, "I don't know what's going on. I'm going to go make sure."
That's adorable.
Yep. Oh, Sammy was also in the climate simulator, and he mentioned that too. He's like, "Yeah, I heard Besh is best," and he's like, "That sounds really cool." And he's like, "I led Muster Station Dorn. We got nothing." And I was like, "Oh, Dorn is adornable." And he goes, "That's not very menacing, though." And I'm like, "Yeah, you're right." I'm like, "That's all I got."
You know what is menacing? The Sammy file. Release it.
Yep, that's right.
How dare you?
Yeah.
Yep.
So then the finale is going on, and Wraith is just back there constantly checking on us, and the Saja are right there, and at some point, at some point, Sammy comes back out as the stormtrooper. So, like, obviously we know it's Sammy, but so I'm watching him come out, and like I'm seeing him stand there getting ready, and like Chewie pops out and all that stuff. You see Chewie come over. If you're in the very back, you can see all this happening, and eventually the Saja Fenn was carrying the holocron.
Badass.
She's holding her robes up, like with the holocron there, and it's glowing through the robes. I
So
didn't know
cool.
it was like that illuminated, and you could see it glowing through her the robe poncho thing that she wears over it. And Wraith comes up and he's like, "What's that? What's that glowing? What's going on with that?" And this sounds stupid, but in the moment I'm like, "Well, it's like the Jedi version of coaxium, like it's not."
You made it worse.
No, yeah. But I'm like, it's as important to the Jedi as coaxium is to Wraith. It's like, that's what I meant. But he goes, "It's not going to explode, is it?" He's like, "That's not good. That's going to make it worse." He did say that. And I'm like, "No, it's not going to explode. And it's not like that." But like by the time I said that, the whole holocron force pull thing happens. But him being back there and freaking out about whatever this glowing thing is was hilarious.
That's awesome.
So then the whole finale goes down and whatnot.
Any
and
different from what we saw last time? No.
No, but this
I think I asked you that last night.
Kylo was jacked because I think I know who he was. But yeah,
Kylo, baby, let's go.
yeah, it was different. You could definitely tell. I'm like, oh, this is one of the larger, yeah.
He swole.
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 Ben
Was,
Swallow.
was Saja Clark Kent on there?
He was.
So-
Sasha Cade
So it wasn't
used
Saja.
deductive reasoning there, deductive logic.
Yes.
So finale gets done, happens, all that good stuff. Force pull was awesome. It worked, thankfully. Cried, of course. And then it's way too packed. I wanted to go talk to Kevin, but she
Yeah.
was swarmed. I couldn't. I didn't really get to say goodbye to Kevin. That's my one thing I didn't like about this cruise, because everybody was there. So I was like, I can't say goodbye to her. Thankfully, Taylor did.
Good.
And she got a really good picture. And I was like, you know what? I haven't got to see One Galaxy yet with Sandro and Wani.
Really?
And no, I've never seen it happen. The finale with the sweets and treats. I showed up.
His fat ass loves sweets, so we were down there the second
I showed up
sweets
after the performance was done to eat the food, but I haven't seen the
Oh,
performance.
you don't like sweets now?
No, I do. It's just an unnecessary fat ass there when you ate just as much as I did.
That's
That's
Yeah,
such
I
a
saw
good
not
that.
as
picture.
many sweets. Not
No.
as many sweets.
No.
Lots of treats.
I was like, do you have any sandwiches back there?
some sandwiches. Yeah. But I was like, I got to make the
Any
choice.
booze back there?
Do I wait in this sea of 5 billion people to see Captain Kevin, or do I go finally see One Galaxy? And I'm like, I chose to see One Galaxy. So
Good.
I don't know. I don't regret it, but I do, but I don't.
If you hadn't seen it,
Yeah.
you as well.
I've already got a picture with Captain Kevin.
Yep.
Yes,
Yep.
I would love one more.
You
but
can also
yeah.
Yeah.
But also, too, I had been Sandro had been a bigger part of my story this time than ever.
That's true.
And one of the last times I saw him, he was like, oh, no, it was after the finale. I saw him, and I was like, congrats on joining Wani or whatever. And he's like, we're going to go play Sweets and Treats down there. Like, make sure you're front row. So, he said that to me, and, I kind of need to go be in the front row.
That's true.
So, I was, and
Good.
that was nice.
cool. So in memory of the
Yeah.
Galactic Starcruiser. So next morning, let's be real, how many tears were shed?
Oh, it was a lot. I got a little bit at the end of the finale. After the fireworks, I kind of turned the camera around on us, and I'm a wreck.
Well, we cried that time
Right.
last time too. We
Yeah.
were like, this is beautiful.
Yeah. What was I say? it helped kind of having that giant community there, taking the big picture. But as soon as we stepped in the launch pod back down, it was terrible. And then as soon as we got out of the launch pod back at the terminal there, like Taylor and I just like hugged, and we were just a mess together. We were just
I forgot to have you give me that magic band. That would have been a perfect that way to end that moment. just them crying. And
Yeah,
like,
for
"Forget
sure.
Good Brad, the magic band. I'm actually pissed. I forgot to get because I lost it.
Dang.
Yeah. God damn it. Oh well.
But yeah, it was a mess, and
I'm just gonna beat you up.
I don't
and take
know.
yours.
A lot of it. Yeah, well, that's fair.
I know where you live.
You do. Where? I need to know. I forgot.
20. Oh, I'm actually almost said it. Never mind.
Well, for a few days, I lived in cabin 4102, which
Oh.
was I've spent a voyage in the 4th deck, the 5th deck, and the 7th deck. Was I on the 7th with you?
Mm-hmm.
4th,
Yeah.
5th, and 7th.
Because we were in the very top one the last time we were there.
Yep.
Yeah, and the 4th one is the best one because you're right by
That's true.
everything.
That's
and
true.
4102 is the first room.
Oh shit, that's
So,
even better.
The next room over for me was the engineering room, and then the brig.
No
Badass.
shit, for
So
real?
we,
That's awesome.
we were in the middle of everything.
Oh,
That's
So
a
it's
great
the
room.
best cabin. I'm
Yeah.
glad we got the
Hey,
best
request on your Oh, never mind.
Oh, too soon.
Let's wrap
Rest
this
in
bad boy
peace.
up.
Yeah. So just a few miscellaneous notes too. I already said like each character that could make it work canonically did make it work. They made a point to say how happy they were to see Taylor and me, and Taylor and Avance. That was shocking but cool because I was like I don't know how they're gonna make it work, but it's easy and they did. Yeah, I said that already. Every time I saw Kevin, she commented on my allegiance. Yeah. The character rules seemed a little looser, as in like we don't really
they
care.
don't care anymore.
We're done.
We're
Like,
done it. A lot. I bet you some of those people that was their last voyage.
yeah,
That
it
you
was a couple
interacted
of them.
with.
Yeah.
Now Saja Cade at one point they all got a billion gifts, and Saja Cade at one point got something he could pin on his shirt, his costume. So he took his name tag off and he put that on there,
That's cool.
and it stayed there for about 40 minutes maybe.
That's awesome.
And
I mean, at a certain point, who cares? Like,
yeah,
let them have fun.
no one noticed.
That's
It was hilarious, and like I said, Wani was carrying our gift around for so long, and it was just awesome giving every one of them a gift and seeing their reaction. And apparently, really, no one on that ship can read Arabesh, so because they're all like, "Oh, I'm gonna go translate this later." So except for Captain
Is
Keevan.
Arabic like a dead language, like Latin?
I don't know. Well, everything on the ship, all the signs are Arabic.
That's
So,
true.
but Captain Keevan could, Linka could,
That's cool.
but like everyone else is like, I'm a little rusty. Let me go. I'm like, all
I
right,
can't read.
kind of.
Hooked on
But I
phonics
got
space.
3 hours of sleep both nights. Went to bed at 3, woke up at 6 both
Damn.
nights. We
Good.
closed the sublight lounge on the second night.
Did they have
Had
the
the crate
pizzas working
reactor.
up and working?
No, they did not. Yeah. Travesty.
I
Travesty.
would have demanded a refund right there.
Yeah. Probably because the passenger stole it when he stole the singing stone. Jeez.
Like
But
still,
the crate reactor was actually pretty good. It's still Oga's is still better to me. I don't think they have the best drinks in the sublight. That's a hot take. I love the Halcyon still,
not
but
really.
like
no, I think it's a hot take.
the sublight was fine.
I would agree with you.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
That's
But I'm not there for drinks. I'm
Nope.
there for everything else. So
Did you do
Yeah.
Spirits of Adventure?
no.
All right. Well, I'm certain this is not the last time we're going to talk about the Halcyon. We'll bring it up in passing at some point. We may talk about it again, maybe like a year after it's closed.
Maybe.
But
Yeah. Well,
but
we're gonna
for now.
We'll
I
talk about it
think-
a lot around the time of our meetups.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about it tonight for sure. But like,
Well, no, I mean the meetups on
talking about the
that I'm
extended
putting
ones,
together.
yeah.
Yes.
we'll just as a show, like we love the Halcyon. Duh.
Yeah,
We've
it's-
talked about it at nauseum on this show, and I think this was a nice little, a good way to wrap it up. Like the Halcyon, the legacy of the Halcyon will live on.
The
And I
Halcyon
love that-
Legacy, the comics.
I love that they named the comic books that
Yep.
because there is going to be a legacy that is tied to this experience. And
There 100% is.
it's beautiful. It was life changing in a lot of ways. We all became a little closer because of the Halcyon. We all had a great time, and I love it. You love it. You all love it. We will see you tonight to
Yeah.
celebrate it for one final time.
Mhm.
That's it for the show tonight. Thank you guys for
Yeah.
listening. We will see you on the next one. Until then, stay safe. May the force be with you.
Always, and like I don't have anything beautiful to say that hasn't already been said, but everything that all of us loving fans in this community have said is true and couldn't be said any better. The community that's formed around this is unbeatable. So it's gonna be a great meetup tonight. Can't wait to see all of you.
It's going to be fun.
So Good
That's
journey,
right.
everyone.
I won't say Rise Jedi Knight, but I'll just end by playing some of this. Oh wait,
no,
I knew I had it. Yeah.
There it is.
Sorry, yeah.
It's going to happen to you next time now.
Oh, yeah, here it is.
All right, Sage, I got another real tough question for you.
Let's go.
I want you to rank the sequel trilogy movies from least favorite to most favorite.
The sequel
So
trilogy.
7, 8, 9.
Okay.
There's only one correct answer.
7, 8,
think you're right.
9. Okay, so from least to best,
Yes.
least is probably 9.
Yes.
You're right thus far.
We're
I
doing
agree
great.
too.
You're doing great.
And then honestly, I think this is easy. We'll go 9, 8, 7.
Interesting.
for
All right.
me.
I get Force
That's fair.
Awakens being
Yeah.
people's
Yeah.
like favorite.
Well, that was
of
his
it.
it was like his boom.
Yeah, your
Yeah,
that was your
true.
entry
Right.
point, yeah.
True.
It
It
really,
hits the feelings.
it really was. And you're right. I think walking and seeing again, loving the movies, but seeing Han and Chewie.
Find me tonight. I will give you the Sammy file.
We didn't mention that there are also giveaways tonight.
There are.
Yes. Aside from the Sammy file.
Find me tonight. I will give you the Sammy file. We'll see you tonight. Tabuite.